The pandemic cost the Coachella Valley billions of dollars, eliminated thousands of jobs, and forced dozens of businesses to permanently close. Well, now things are changing quickly to the upside. News Channel 3's Peter Dapp breaks down the numbers and has an in-depth look at what some Valley leaders are now calling an economic renaissance.
It's only 8 rooms, so it's very intimate, and people like that and like the privacy aspect of it, and it really centers around the pool here.
At the Old Ranch Inn, there's a lot that's new, including the owners.
Business has been really good.
Jason Ball is a former TV news director in Los Angeles who recently relocated to the Valley with his husband. After retiring this year from their corporate jobs, the couple purchased the historic boutique hotel near downtown Palm Springs. So what made you want to move out here and do all this?
I think the pandemic was transitional for a lot of people, and we just decided that we wanted to do something different.
And that something different also includes a second business. They just opened Jolene's Bar and Lounge in Palm Desert, which features live music. Your timing is interesting. What made you decide to open 2 businesses during a pandemic?
Well, I mean, the opportunities came about. People are looking to do things and get out of the house and you know, get out and kind of get back to some sense of normalcy.
Nearly 1 year ago, the I-Team uncovered at least 40 businesses throughout the Valley that permanently closed during the pandemic. The majority were in Palm Springs and Palm Desert, especially in areas like Palm Canyon and El Paseo that depend heavily on tourism. They included a variety of restaurants, hotels, and retail stores, taking with them at least 25,000 jobs and millions of dollars in tax revenue. But now, check this out. We obtained the number of new business licenses in each Valley city from January through August, not including short-term rentals. A whopping 650 in Palm Springs and 510 in Palm Desert. Even more impressive, Indio with 670. In total, there are more than 3,100 new businesses throughout the Valley, and the year is not over.
Business has been phenomenal, so we're very excited about it.
Jimmy McGill is a co-owner of Booze Hounds in Palm Springs, a dog-friendly restaurant and bar that opened back in April. He says optimism and opportunity are back. Are you surprised that so many businesses have opened throughout the Valley after such an incredibly difficult period?
Not necessarily. I think it's exactly what we all needed coming from that hiatus. A lot of places were closing, and we wanted to come in and fill that void.
So what's happening in the Valley in addition to the easing of COVID restrictions that had crippled many businesses? The answer, the return of visitors. Just look at the airport, where flights are not only back, they're setting new records. The passenger count this past June reached nearly 130,000, a 23% increase over the previous record set in June 2019 of about 105,000. Additionally, there's the scheduled return of major events, including the BNP tennis tournament, along with the Coachella and Stagecoach music festivals. 2, 3, Not to mention the new $250 million Coachella Valley Arena set to open next year. At least 2 hotels, a brewery, and several housing developments near the privately funded 11,000-seat venue are already in the works. Is the Valley going through a business renaissance?
Yes, 100% we are.
But the president of the Greater Coachella Valley Chamber of Commerce says businesses still face many challenges, among them a shortage of available workers. And with the recent surge in Delta variant infections, there are growing concerns of another shutdown. If another shutdown were to happen, would there be a repeat of what we saw last year with so many permanent closures?
I do think that a number of businesses continue to struggle pretty intensely. And if there were another shutdown, I think it would put a lot of them into the brink of bankruptcy or closure.
And there's the issue of customers who refuse to follow the rules. In Palm Springs, face coverings are required inside all businesses, and customers must also show proof of vaccination status or a negative COVID test within 72 hours to eat indoors at bars and restaurants. Jimmy McGill says the feedback from patrons has been 98% positive.
Yes, that 2%, you might get some pushback. A lot of those people are out of town. Maybe they're not familiar with the mandate, but the locals are loving what we're doing.
It's their private getaway.
As for Jason Ball, he says his 2 new businesses are already starting to make a splash. Plus, could there be a third business?
Oh, of course there could be a third business. Who knows? Stay tuned.
Another sign of how quickly things are improving, the Valley's unemployment rate. During the height of the pandemic last year, it was at about 32%. But economists say by the end of this year, we should be below 5%. You can watch my full in-depth interview with the Chamber about new Valley businesses and the challenges they face coming up at 6:30 on CBS Local 2.